So, I just wanted to take some time off to talk about one of my favorite lines in all of fiction. It comes from a book named The Old Man and the Sea. It's written by Ernest Hemingway, who's actually one of my favorite writers. I absolutely love his writing style. It's very short, compact, stern, and to the point. And it's actually very masculine. I never thought in my life that I would actually consider a sentence to be masculine or feminine, but I don't know how else to put it. His sentences are very compact and very direct and to the point. For example, XYZ happened, period. It would be like this: I actually thought this, period. Just short, compact, stern, just cold. Uh, Yesterday, I went to ride a horse, which I had thought I was never capable of, period. It's like that. That's why I absolutely love his writing. There's no other way to put it, I don't know. But yeah, it's you have to read it. I actually would recommend you start with this. It's like barely 90 pages and it's such a small book. It's basically a novella, a short story, The Old Man and the Sea. So if you don't know about this book, I'll give you the context before I tell you my favorite line in all of fiction, not just this book. But I will say this, the number of favorite lines, the number of underlinable lines that I consider are actually disproportionately high in this book because I like the writing style of Hemingway than other books. For example, Norwegian Wood, 1984, other books. I don't particularly dig their writing style as much as Ernest Hemingway. So that's why. Anyway, I'm getting off topic here. The Old Man and the Sea is about an old man and the sea. The old man is down on his luck. He hasn't caught a big fish in a while now. So he one day decides to go on a fishing trip alone to catch a big fish, and he actually almost catches, or no, not almost, he actually catches a big marlin fish. And the book is basically about that, his journey. He goes on 3-4 days without any food or sleep, just catching that. It's about grit, persistence, and the will to achieve anything you want. Basically, that's the premise of it. So now that you have the context, I'll read you my favorite line. Yeah, I have dog-eared it, if you can see. What will I do if he decides to go down? I don't know. What I'll do if he sounds and dies? I don't know. But I'll do something. There are plenty of things I can do. That's it. This simple little two-liner is my favorite, absolute favorite pieces of writing I have ever read in all the fiction or non-fictional books I've ever read in my life. And obviously it also helps that I'm very biased towards Hemingway's writing style. But why this is my favorite is because it basically describes an old man who is old. I think that's a very key part of it, because he's lived his life, and it's sort of symbolized as one of his last battles, one of his last hoorahs, to sort of go out with a big bang, right? His last battle. And what's beautiful about it is he can just go home and give up. He's an old man, right? Like what like nobody's gonna hold him accountable. No one. He even picked up this challenge on his own. Nobody challenged him. He wanted to do it for himself. He wanted to prove that he has still got it, even though he's an old man, he's an old lion, he still got it. So this is what goes on inside of his brain. He's not thinking about the end goal, about reaching the shore. He's thinking about the very next step he can take. It's like when you're lost in a big storm, right? In a rainstorm, for example, or in a foggy weather situation. You don't think about what's 100 meters ahead. You just think where to put your next step. And you're very, very present in the present moment, because that's all you can think about. If you don't think about that, you'll die. You'll basically die if you don't mind your step, where to put your foot the next time, right? And I think that is what this book symbolizes, basically. There's this another line that is similar, very similar to it. Yeah. Then he rested against the bow. He rested sitting on the unstubbed mast and sail, and tried not to think, but only to endure. He tried not to think, but only to endure. So when I first read this book, I was in a pretty less than ideal place, let's say, mentally. I was going through some stuff, right? I'm much better now, obviously. But at the time, it really gave me comfort, and it gave me strength, to be honest. It really helped me. It really resonated with me. That's why I think for everyone it's really, really important to just read a lot of books, because mostly fiction. Why? I'll tell you why. Because if you read enough books, you just guaranteed it's only a matter of time before you land on something that you just connect to. You click instantly. So for you, it might not be this book. It's okay. It's a very personal thing. For me, it is. You might not connect to these sentences like I did. And I might not connect to some sentences, some fictional books that you did. It's entirely personal. But please read some fictional books, some good classic fictional books. Because why classic is because it's not that no modern book is good, but it's just that classics are a safer example because they have stood the test of time. I think Jordan Peterson was the one who said this. They have stood the test of time, and there's a very good reason to it, for it, because they're good. A lot of people, multiple generations included, have related to them, have found them helpful, have found them moving. That's why they're classics. So yeah. He tried not to think, but only to endure. There are two. Oh, this is again an amazing one. It's connected to these past two sentences, these past two these past two lines I just recited. There are 2 more hours before the sun sets, and maybe he will come up before that. He is referring. The old man is referring to the marlin fish, the big marlin fish, who's bigger than the boat he's on, actually. There are 2 more hours before the sun sets, and maybe he will come up before that. If he doesn't, maybe he will come up with the moon. If he does not do that, maybe he will come up with the sunrise. I have no cramps, and I feel strong. It is he that has the hook in his mouth. I mean, that's just... it's brilliant. You see, the context is the old man here is suffering. He's been awake for more than 2 days, if I'm not mistaken, at this point of the book. He has had no food. He is a zombie, basically, a walking zombie, and he's just enduring. He's trying not to think. He's enduring, and just that little glimpse of hope, that little blind faith that something will happen. He, as in the big fish, will yield to him. He, the old man, will in the end win. That little faith, it's enough for him to keep going. And I think that's beautiful. I think that's what we all need. Doesn't matter what we're going through. That little delusional faith, that goes a long way, I think. So yeah, if hypothetically someone was to ask me my advice, if someone's going through something hard, this is exactly what I'll tell them. Try not to think, but only to endure. Just see where you put your foot next. I mean, I can talk about this one line for the next half an hour at least. I mean, I absolutely love them. Absolutely. And there are other lines I've dog-eared and underlined, but they're more so because I just found them beautiful, not particularly insightful. For example, this fish, he said, I love you and respect you very much, but I will kill you dead before this day ends. See, this is what I'm talking about. The stern writing of Hemingway. Stern, compact, cold, and direct. Great. And what more do we have? Everything he has against only my will and my intelligence. That's again really beautiful. He was comfortable but suffering, although he did not admit the suffering at all. He did not admit the suffering at all. He did not think to himself, I'm suffering. He just moved on. He just went on with it without thinking. He was essentially retard Maxim, just not thinking at all, just not being in his head. Although it is unjust, he thought, but I will show him what a man can do and what a man endures. I mean, just beautiful lines, man. Oh, you cannot even see due to the lighting, but I might put some pictures here and there. It's with his prayers said and feeling much better, but suffering exactly as much and perhaps a little more. He leaned against the wood of the bow and began mechanically to work the fingers of his left hand. I mean, beautiful, beautiful writing. Ernest Hemingway, one of, if not the best writer in my opinion, my favorite. But man is not made for defeat, he said. A man can be destroyed but not defeated. I think this one here is the most popular line in this whole book. I think you must have heard, if you've heard of Hemingway, you must have heard of this line before. This is the most popular one. It is silly not to hope, he thought. Besides, I believe it is a sin. It indeed is. It indeed is. Oh, fell down. I guess that's my sign to stop the video. It's been 13 minutes. Wow. Okay, I talked about a few sentences for 13 minutes, man. Okay.